Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.
What is the most powerful trait we have? You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.
This is business. And so regardless of what, when I do my job, I might say fighter A will beat fighter B. It don't mean don't dislike fighter B. I'm just giving my opinion. Not everybody like my opinion, but it ain't personal. You know what I mean? It's like, it's business. So when you do your shit, I just laugh and think, cut out, bad boy.
Yeah.
I like that shit, thinking, don't stop, and don't be fooled by
the poshness and the prettiness. Well, I just tell people all the time, boxing, it's not a gentleman's sport, because a lot of things that go on behind door, you guys will be surprised and be like, man, this is some disgusting work that's going on. Yeah. It's just a few people at the top that promoters pick, that they'll really ride their coattails to push them a certain direction. Like I said, I have my ups and downs. A lot of fighters have had their ups and downs, but now they want me to play nice because fighters are scared. I said, how's it me always talking shit? This is who I am. Yeah. Now I gotta, you want to fight? Like, we should. If I know you're potentially gonna be my opponent, I can't be nice to you.
Do you remember when we did the gloves off with you and AJ?
Yeah, they want. I don't know why they released it, bro.
But when we did the gloves off with you and AJ, I was sat there, I'm like, shit, because you rattled AJ, and he said some shit. I'm like, blood clot. You know what I mean? And they had to cut. They came in. Oh no, we can't use this shit. But what he told me, sitting there watching it, I'm thinking, I like AJ. But one thing that told me was, if you chat shit about him on a personal level, you can't take it. And that's a chink in the armor. And I saw that with you, I'm like, shit. And so now I look at people like Fury. If Fury and him had to fight each other, Fury would destroy him verbally before.
It's so funny. The thing with Fury is he understands it, because when you grow up in the environment he grew up in, it's always somebody else talking shit to you. So either I'm gonna fight you or I'm gonna crack jokes to get you back.
Yeah.
And Fury has that in him. Yeah. So it'll be like me and him talking shit, but it'll probably be like two brothers cracking jokes to each other.
That's it.
And it'll be getting
That's what I'm
banging
saying.
out.
So people too PC trigger happy think, oh, you can't say that. You understand, if it's your spar or a relative, you say some shit that's over the line, but he gets the job done. So as I say, whatever you do, keep doing it. Don't let people change that. Never take it personal if you don't know personally.
100%.
I started recording because you was giving me some interesting advice. So you obviously grew up around Prince Nassim Hamed, similar sort of character, but I don't know if Jarrell might be a bit louder, but what do you make on somebody like him? Like, he was the complete opposite, but he's telling you to carry on doing what you're doing.
You know what I mean? Everybody has their natural, I guess, talent, either speaking or being humble or being, a little more laid back. British fighters always have been more of kind of being that respectful vibe where they're a little more different than the brash American stuff. So he's naturally who he is. I'm just naturally who I am. But he's telling me, don't change who I am to fit the criteria that's needed now, because that's me being unethical, right? Like, or not authentic. So now I'm getting phone calls, bro. I'm scaring people off. How am I scaring a fighter off? They don't want to fight. People are making excuses because they just don't want to fight. If I talk shit to you, I'm gonna punch Miller in the face. All right, let's get a contract. I'll get a contract now. Old school guys fought all the time. You might not see it on camera, but they talk a lot of smack. Yo, we gonna see that fight night. But I'm seriously saying it. Deontay turned to fight down. Jarrell turned to fight down. AJ turned to fight down. I just got the phone call. These guys are literally scared. And I'm the last American right now. There's no other American right now.
Historically, look at the greatest Ali. Ali, before he boxed Sonny Liston, he chatted so much shit and they hated him. And people forget, Ali was hated one bit. Then he beat Sonny Liston, and it was slowly but surely the public started loving him. They hated him because he was saying stuff, he was out of order. He was saying stuff that was a bit personal. He was saying stuff, he was in your face. He was saying stuff about how beautiful he was, how braggadocious he was. He was saying all that shit. People hated him. But they either went to see him win or lose.
Correct.
You want people to come watch you win or lose. If they hate you, they're buying the ticket to see you get your ass busted.
Correct.
If they love you, they can buy the ticket to see you bust somebody's ass. 100%. And that's what I'm saying. That's your character. Not many people can accept playing the villain. You can, because you think, I'm all right, I got my people.
That infamous face-off that's never been released. Two of you were there. Tell us a bit more about this infamous.
Three people asked about it yesterday. I'm having a face-off right now. Lord have mercy. I ain't gonna talk about that. But like I said, 3 people asked about that interview yesterday, and I'm like, it's really up to. I think at this point, AJ got to say, he don't want to fight, because AJ, some people on AJ side, they want to fight, and Eddie Cole, my people say he don't want to fight. Like, I just feel at this point, man, if you really want to make the biggest fights out there, it's either him and Tyson, him and Deontay, or me and him.
Yeah.
Or Dubois rematch. There's nobody else.
Believe it or not, you're actually, to get those fight now, you're actually in a great position. Because if AJ's talking about coming back and fighting somebody, and they want to make a stir, they want to make noise, you'd be the right opponent. You'd be the perfect opponent. If Fury, when Fury decides to come back in the mix, you're the right opponent because you're relevant enough, but as far as they're concerned, you're just not dangerous enough. Because they think, you know what, he lost to Daniel, let me make a statement with this boy, let's see what I can do. So you're actually in a better position than you realize, but keep chatting shit.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna slow down, man. But it's just come times in sport and the sport of boxing, it deflates you a little bit when you hear shit. I gotta be nice, but guys are scared. That's not boxing, man. And unfortunately, I don't know if I'm gonna follow that route because I can't be that nice to people that I want to punch in the face. You know what I mean? So,
Last question, I'll put you in the spot, Johnny. Can this man become a heavyweight world champion?
Depends how much he wants it. Depends how much he wants it because he's got one side of him that actually, to me, is more than any of them. The only other person that has got that in him is Tyson Fury. He's got that talk ability, can chat it up and big it up. And you know what? Sometimes you can talk him out of a fight before you even lay your hands on him. So, and you got to keep putting yourself into position because one day, that opportunity, that door might open. You think, right, this is my time. And look, AJ, on a good day, you can't touch him. On a bad day, he's anybody's. You might fight him on a bad day. And that's the day when you think, Ross, oh my God, look what happened. Opportunities open. You know, it's about both fighters. Who wants it?
hey, listen, the only person who come with that bad day is the boy. After that, it never happened again. I had 30-something days notice for that fight. I ate my oxtail rice and peas and steamed veggie every blood clot there. Listen, I can't selfish. I'm more dumping money. And now I beat me, brother.
You Jamaican?
Yeah, bro. I'm Jamaican, bro.
Shit.
I was raised with my Belize side of my family, but my grandmother's half Jamaican. My father that raised me, he's Jamaican. I got 3 Jamaican
What part
brothers.
of Jamaica are they from?
This from St. Catharines.
Oh, pretty people.
Yeah.
Pretty people.
That boy, they used to play some Kingston Bay and Kingston
Yeah,
too.
pretty
But
people, man.
Who's more Jamaican out of both of you? It's obviously a British Jamaican.
He said oxtail, he had me. I'm like, he had me. I'm like, all right, he gets it.
I'm a culturally diverse human being, brother. I have a lot of my family from Afro Latinos to straight Caribbean, but you know, I represent the people, man. That's why it's hard for me to kiss ass. I don't kiss ass.
Don't take foolishness. Don't take foolishness
You know
into
what I
it.
mean?
Don't.
So it's one of them things where people sometimes gotta tone it down a little bit, but it's hard because when you see a lot of a lot of fuckery in the sport of boxing, it's hard to shut up because you're not gonna play games with me and my emotions. So I tend to stay away for a while. But now like I said, I'm free agent. You know, I'm directly dealing with Turk and you know, Spencer Brown's my advisor. So right now we outside, we self promoting and we got things in the work, but fighters are afraid. And Warley, you got lucky, man. This count your blessings, boy. You got lucky. And I see them ticket sales drop when I couldn't fight again. Like, we can make it happen though. Don't make excuses though, cause you're soft.
Thank you very much, both of you. Some interesting advice here from Johnny. Appreciate it.
The most powerful trait we have. You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.
Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.